Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mex Mundo kitchen. Today's recipe is for a super yummy coffee flan. It's creamy, it's smooth, it has that delicious flavor that only coffee can give you, if you're a coffee lover of course. So let's get started. The ingredients you need to make your coffee flan are 5 eggs, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 can of unsweetened condensed milk, or also called evaporated milk, 1 cream cheese, 200 grams, 3 tablespoons of vanilla extract, half a cup of white sugar, 2 espresso shots, the equivalent is half a cup. If you don't have a coffee machine, you can also use instant coffee, and you would be using 6 teaspoons diluted in half a cup of hot water. Okay, so before we start the recipe, of course you're going to need a flan mold, which is this with the lid, and it has these little hooks which snatch onto the lid and it seals super tight. At least mine does. If you guys don't have a flan mold and want to buy one, I'll put the link of the one I use in the description below. It's a super good one. I have several of them because it honestly is a really good mold. If yours isn't good, what you can do anytime you make a flan in it is just once you pour all your flan stuff in here, you just cover with a piece of aluminum foil, then you put your lid, and then you close like that. You make it watertight. And now for the recipe. We're going to make our caramel. So in a saucepan, you're going to pour the half cup of sugar I asked for, and in a low-medium heat, you're going to melt it. Once the caramel is a light brown to medium brown color, you turn off your stove, and you're going to pour your caramel into your flan pan. You want to completely coat the bottom, so just pour it all in there and then just kind of like move the pan around so it's completely coated. And you just set that aside because we're going to let the caramel harden. Meanwhile, while it's cooling down, we're going to make our flan. So in the blender, you're going to put your sweetened condensed milk, your unsweetened condensed milk, your 2 coffee shots, your vanilla extract, the eggs and the cream cheese, and you are going to turn that blender on and really mix it. Once that's done, you can pour it on top of your hardened caramel, and you are going to close your flan mold very, very tight if you have a good one, or if not, just put the aluminum foil like I mentioned before, and then the lid. The next part is you need a pan because we are going to be making the flan on the stove, which is good for those of you that don't have an oven. So in a pan that's big enough that your flan mold fits in there and that a lid can cover it, because it's going to be cooked in bain-marie, so you need some steam in there. You close the flan, you put it in your pan, and in the pan, not in the flan mold, you're going to pour water, so all around it's going to be surrounded in water. It has to be hot water. You're going to pour about 1/4 of the height of the flan mold in steaming hot water, and you're going to cook your flan for about 70 minutes at low medium heat. That's important. Don't be tempted to put it high heat. You don't want to burn your flan. And always just be checking that the water doesn't evaporate. That's also important. Once the 70 minutes are done, what you're going to do is very carefully with some gloves or pot holders or something, you're going to uncover your flan, and you're going to check it by inserting a butter knife or anything just to make sure that it's solid, that it's cooked. If that's the case, you take it out and you let it cool down on your counter for a little while. You want it to cool down before you put it into your refrigerator. Just be careful not to set it directly on the counter. You can put it on top of some sort of cooling rack, and then you can put it in your refrigerator. Okay, so I left my flan in the fridge overnight. I really love a flan that's well chilled. The flan has to be cold. If you have it at room temperature somehow, at least for me, it's not so good. So I love a very well chilled flan. Just left it overnight. When you take it out of your flan mold, just be very careful. Sometimes it sticks to the mold, so what you can do is just slide a toothpick around the edges just to make sure that it comes out evenly without breaking when you transfer it to your plate or wherever you're going to be serving. If you like more caramel, super easy solution, just add more than the half sugar I suggest. My mom often adds, I think, about 1 cup or even more. She likes hers with a lot of caramel. And well, I already was tasting it, but let's taste again. I mean, so decadent. Another one. And the coffee. Yum. I love coffee. My whole family loves coffee, except my older kid. Not very. I don't know what's wrong there, but the rest of us love coffee. And the creaminess of the cream cheese. Flan is so. It's really one of the most perfect desserts that's out there. I hope you guys enjoy the recipe, and if you guys aren't coffee lovers like my son, then there's other flan options in the channel. If it's not in this channel, it's definitely in the Mex Mundo, which is the Spanish channel. We also have English recipes in there. We have a corn flan and we have the traditional flan. So there's always options, and I'll see you guys in the next video.